Okay, so I'm going to show you how to proceed with project 1.2, which is the color value match. You can see I've laid this example out here. At the top we have a grayscale. It's called a grayscale. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 boxes. So what we're doing is we're taking a look at our colors, again, that were made using the warm primary colors of ultramarine blue, cadmium yellow medium, cadmium red light, and primary yellow, cerulean blue, and alizarin crimson. The same colors that we used to make the color wheel in project 1.2. So now those colors will be mixed and they will be placed here based on their relative value on the grayscale. You can see by the example here, our purples are blues, some of our greens, violets, are going to be arranged darker because indeed they are actually darker than the yellows, which skew towards the lighter side of the grayscale. One of the ways that you can check this for yourself is you have a device like a smartphone, is take a picture of your color wheels in black and white and you can get a sense for the colors that are lighter and darker. So what we're going to need to do this again are those 6 primaries when we get to this stage and black and white. Again, those colors are in your kit. So here I have the markup that I had made before, and we are going to make our grayscale at the top, and then I will show you a little bit of an example of how to proceed with how you can place your colors down there below that grayscale. One of the things I like to show people is to take a pencil. We're going to be starting in the darker area first, knowing that this is going to be black, and gradually make lighter pencil marks until the end. So we've actually set up a little grayscale there with the pencil. So how I like to do this for the grayscale is not so unlike the arrangement of the palette. Put some black down here. Some white here. You can take your brush and you can put your white here, knowing this is the lightest part of the grayscale. I'm going to clean that brush. Again, you could use 2 brushes or more. I know my black is going to be on this end. I'm going to clean that. So how do I get to all the in-betweens of the grayscale? The easiest way to do that is to take your palette knife, grab a little bit of black, and put that into some of the white, and start your second box. I'll lighten that up just a bit by adding a little white while the paint is still wet. Okay, and I'm going to continue then, just adding another little touch of black. Bring some more white into that just to lighten that up. So I'm gradually getting darker as I go along. A little more black again. Touch a little more black into that again. You can see I'm taking just a little bit, playing with it on the edge of the white here that I have, so I can keep some white if I have to go in and darken that up a little bit, or lighten it up as I go. Keep adding black. It's probably going to be too much, but we're getting close to the end. Here I think I need to add just a little more black. I need to darken that up just a little bit. Then its adjacent one. A little more black. Touch more. Make that a little darker while that paint is still wet. See what a nice even layer. And then one final before the black. I could get a little darker. The more you can see this kind of black to white shift with the black and white, the better you'll be to actually see your colors. So now, how do I want to proceed from there? Again, as I pointed out, you were using those 6 primaries, the warms and the cools, to arrive at a result that's something like this. You don't have to copy this. This gives you a chance to have some fun here. As long as your darkest colors, your middle value colors, and your lighter colors slot down these channels, it doesn't matter where you place them. You can see I have an ultramarine here on the example. It doesn't matter if it's here, wherever. As long as it's on this slot of the dark value that it's supposed to be on, then you're okay. So I allow the people, when they do this, to have a little bit of fun wherever they want to place these. So let me just take ultramarine blue. It's fairly dark. It's not quite black, right? Somewhere in about here. Brush is a little wet. Again, it could be here, it could be anywhere for that, right? How about we'll switch to another primary here, my primary yellow from the Cool palette. If something like this happens, you can just simply clean it up by painting white over any problem you might have. My brush was a little bit too wet there. So what about this yellow? I mean, that yellow is not like the black, right? That yellow is not white, it's darker than the white. It's probably falling somewhere here or here. You can actually go over 2 different boxes if you want to. As long as it's on the slot that I know it's supposed to be on in terms of its value, you can place it wherever you like. You could design this to have all the colors that are in one slot down one line, whatever you want to do. I have gone ahead here and cut up some chips of some of these other colors, and you would be painting all of these. Again, you got 24 colors from 2 wheels to mix up and slot down the line here to show their corresponding values. I'm just going to place these. This is my Cad Yellow Medium. It's just a little bit darker than that, Cad Yellow, Primary Yellow. So what about this orange? Probably somewhere there. Maybe I could put that here, right? Maybe I'm thinking of a line here, right? What about a yellow orange? Very close, actually. This is the yellow orange, this is the orange, maybe something like that, right? How about that warmer violet that I had? You can see that's pretty dark. It's almost as dark as the ultramarine blue, right? Maybe I could have this down here or something. Or maybe try and keep it some kind of diagonal design I'm making, right? What about my yellow-green? Right, that yellow-green, probably a little darker. I'll do something like that. You can make a face, you can do whatever you want as you go along with these colors, right? How about my violet from my Cool wheel? Nothing is quite black, certainly there. Maybe I could do that, right? So I have 3 groupings going on there. Let me take my yellow-orange from my cooler side. Maybe I could get a grouping that's close here, as long as it's in the same slot and the same value. You keep going until you arrive at laying down your colors in the appropriate value areas where they're supposed to be. Again, you're mixing the paint and you're putting them down here, right? And as I said before, if you take a picture with your phone or your smartphone or what device of your color wheels and you do it in black and white, you kind of get an idea of how these colors are going to line up in your columns of your grayscale. So again, I just made these chips here to show you how to lay those down. You will be painting these colors onto your color value match project 1.2.